The WHO declaration comes amid warnings of the new Omicron variant, which experts have warned could pose a risk to vaccine efficacy. David Nabarro, Special Envoy on COVID-19 for the World Health Organization, told BBC News, "Really it is appropriate to be concerned about this, I tell you why. The virus looks like it will have greater capacity to evade the defenses that we've all built up as a result of the vaccinations we've received since the beginning of this year, and that is a concern because that would then mean, it's a bit like having to reset the dial and to go back and start dealing with a totally new pandemic all over again. We have to treat it as a new virus, so that's the concern." This live blog is now closed. Additional reporting by Olivia Stringer. Key events: WHO labels new variant of concern 18:11. More than 50k new COVID infections recorded in UK. 16:16. Good afternoon. 15:01. Booster jabs available for severely immunosuppressed. 13:55. World may be faced with new pandemic, says WHO envoy. 11:22. Israeli PM says country on verge of state of emergency. 10:15. New variant panic as WHO assesses highly contagious new strain. 10:11. Health Secretary to make statement on new variant. 09:46. England puts South Africa on red list following variant concerns. 7:52. 1 month ago. 21:42. Tariff number rises to between 1.0 and 1.1. The weekly estimated R number in England has risen to between 1.0 and 1.1. This latest estimate is up from between 0.8 and 1.0 last week. The reproduction number, from the UK Health Security Agency, UKSA, means that for every 10 people with coronavirus they will, on average, infect between 10 and 11 others. 1 month ago. 21:19. Tariff Omicron variant will reach the UK, warns scientific government advisor. The Omicron variant will reach the UK and ministers should prepare now, according to a scientist advising the government. Professor John Edmonds, a member of the Scientific Advisory Group for Emergencies, SAGE, told BBC Radio 4's PM programme, "We're seeing cases cropping up elsewhere, in Israel now and in Belgium. That's really very worrying. So, we need to look at whether we need to extend those border restrictions. Then, of course, we have to look at other measures. At some point we're going to get this variant here in the UK. What are we going to do about it when we do get cases here? Even the vaccines don't work particularly well against this new variant, they do against Delta, and we're still fighting a Delta wave, and we certainly don't want to be fighting both at the same time. There are things we can do and we need to get on with it very rapidly. We need to get rid of the Delta wave as fast as we can, because having it circulate alongside the new variant could create a very, very, very difficult situation." 1 month ago. 20:48. Tariff latest Irish COVID statistics. There have been a further 4,620 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Ireland, the Department of Health has said. As of Friday morning, there were 571 patients in hospital with the disease, with 118 in intensive care. 1 month ago. 20:33. Tariff AstraZeneca hopeful vaccine will work against Omicron variant. AstraZeneca is hopeful its vaccine will be effective against the Omicron variant and is conducting tests to investigate whether this is the case. In a statement, AstraZeneca said, "As with any new emerging variants, we are looking into B.1.1.529 to understand more about it and the impact on the vaccine. We are also testing our long-acting antibody combination AZD7442 against this new variant and are hopeful AZD7442 will retain efficacy since it comprises two potent antibodies with different and complementary activities against the virus. 1 month ago 20:19 Tara Fair get vaccinated to avoid Christmas restrictions, says Vaccine Minister. Vaccines Minister Maggie Throop has urged people to get vaccinated to help avoid restrictions at Christmas as experts grow increasingly concerned over a new coronavirus variant. Speaking on BBC Radio 4's Any Questions? Program, she said, "At the moment we don't know if it will evade the vaccines that we've all been having and if it will be more infectious than the current variant. When it comes to Christmas, my message is that the best way we can have that Christmas this year that we didn't have last year is to get vaccinated." Her comments come hours after the World Health Organization labeled the Omicron strain a variant of concern. Ms. Throop went on to urge hesitant people to get their first vaccine and others who are eligible to come forward for their boosters. 1 month ago 20:06 Tara Fair. Hundreds of passengers from South Africa held in Amsterdam Airport. Hundreds of passengers arriving on the last two flights from South Africa before a travel ban was imposed have been held at the airport for hours. Any travelers from South Africa who test positive for COVID-19 after arriving at Amsterdam Schiphol Airport will be kept in quarantine, the ANP news agency reported on Friday, citing local health officials. The results of the trapped travelers' tests are not yet known. 1 month ago 19:31 Tara Fair. Canada restricts travel from Southern Africa. Canada is closing its borders to travelers who have recently been to 7 Southern African nations to help reduce the spread of the Omicron variant, Health Minister Jean-Yves Duclos announced on Friday. The 7 nations are South Africa, Namibia, Lesotho, Botswana, Eswatini, Zimbabwe, and Mozambique. 1 month ago 19:21 Tara Fair. U.S. restricts travel from Southern Africa. The United States will restrict travel to the U.S. from 8 Southern African countries from Monday due to concerns over the Omicron variant. The restrictions will apply to South Africa, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Namibia, Lesotho, Eswatini, Mozambique, and Malawi. The policy does not apply to American citizens or permanent residents. 1 month ago 18:53 Tara Fair. Paris makes mask wearing outdoors mandatory at public gatherings. Paris has made the wearing of face masks outside mandatory again at public gatherings as the COVID-19 infection rate in the French capital soars. The police announced in a statement that masks will have to be worn for gathering in public spaces, at festivals and spectacles, on markets and when standing in line. 1 month ago 18:18 Tara Fair. BioNTech can create a new vaccine in 6 weeks. German biotechnology company BioNTech has said it would take less than 2 weeks to establish whether the new strain eludes the current vaccines in circulation, according to Wall Street Journal journalist Boyan Ponchevsky. If a new vaccine is needed, it can be developed within 6 weeks. The first batches of the new can then be delivered within 100 days of the decision being made that a new vaccine is necessary. 1 month ago 18:15 Tara Fair. WHO names new variant Omicron. The World Health Organization has named the B.1.1.529 variant after the Greek letter Omicron. 1 month ago 18:11 Tara Fair. WHO labels new variant of concern. The World Health Organization, WHO, has officially declared the B.1.1.529 variant of concern and warned it carries a higher risk of reinfection than other variants of concern. WHO said, the first known confirmed B.1.1.529 infection was from a specimen collected on November 9, 2021. This variant has a large number of mutations, some of which are concerning. Preliminary evidence suggests an increased risk of reinfection with this variant, as compared to other VOCs. The number of cases of this variant appears to be increasing in almost all provinces in South Africa. 1 month ago 17:59 Tarifair EU follows Britain's lead restricting travel from 7 African countries. The European Commission has followed Britain's lead and restricted travel from Botswana, Eswatini, Lesotho, Mozambique, Namibia, South Africa, and Zimbabwe. Spokesman Eric Mamer said, member states agreed to introduce rapidly restrictions on all travel into the EU from 7 countries in the Southern Africa region. Tests, quarantine and contact tracing for incoming passengers are important. 1 month ago 17:24 Tarifair South African official says WHO will designate variant as of concern. A senior South African health official said he had been told on Friday that the World Health Organization, WHO, would designate the new COVID-19 variant detected in South Africa as a variant of concern. Nicholas Crisp, acting Director General in the Health Department, said, "We are busy trying to get some information behind the scenes about what was discussed at the WHO meeting today. Earlier in the day I just got a message to say that they were going to promote this variant to a variant of concern." Mr. Crisp refused to be drawn on who had sent the message. 1 month ago 17:02 Tarifair France records more than 1,500 people in ICU with COVID-19. France has reported a total of 1,563 people currently in ICU in the country for COVID-19. This is an increase of 64 on the previous week. 1 month ago 16:50 Tarifair Britain did not warn us about travel ban, says South Africa. South African Health Minister Joe Phaahla said on Friday that Britain did not discuss possible measures before imposing travel restrictions on his country. Britain banned flights from South Africa, Botswana, Lesotho, Eswatini, Zimbabwe and Namibia after the detection of a new variant of the COVID-19 virus in South Africa. 1 month ago 16:16 Tarifair more than 50,000 new COVID infections recorded in UK. Another 50,091 coronavirus infections were reported in the UK on Friday, an increase on 44,242 cases recorded a week ago. There have been another 160 deaths within 28 days of a positive test. 1 month ago 16:05 Tarifair Ireland extends COVID-19 booster shots to all adults. Ireland will make COVID-19 booster shots available to all adults in an acceleration of plans to provide additional protection to the population amid new variant fears. Ireland is already one of the world's most vaccinated nations with almost 90% of its eligible 3.9 million people over the age of 12 fully vaccinated. Booster shots had previously been approved for those over the age of 50 and for those with underlying health issues, but will be opened up to all adults amid fears of the soaring cases across Europe and the new variant. Some 670,000 boosters have been administered to date. Health Minister Stephen Donnelly said, "We continue to prioritize boosters because we know they are having a positive impact on the level of hospitalization, severe illness and mortality from COVID-19 in those aged over 70. 1 month ago 15:01 Tarifair Good afternoon from London. I'm Tara Fair. I'll be bringing you all the latest developments on the COVID-19 pandemic. Please feel free to get in touch with me as I work if you have a story or tips to share. Your thoughts are always welcome. Email tara.fair@reachbook.com. Twitter, @TaraFair_. 1 month ago 14:03 Olivia Stringer Brazil health regulator calls for restrictions following emergence of variant. Brazil's health regulator Anvisa said on Friday that travelers should be restricted from coming from African countries South Africa, Botswana, Lesotho, Swaziland, Namibia and Zimbabwe due to the emergence of a new COVID-19 variant. However, the health authority does not have the power to restrict travel and any decision on this matter will have to be taken by executive branches such as the Ministries of Justice, Health, and Infrastructure. 1 month ago 13:55 Olivia Stringer booster jabs available for severely immunosuppressed. The NHS in England has said that anyone who is severely immunosuppressed can now book a third dose of the coronavirus vaccine. 1 month ago 13:37 Olivia Stringer Belgium detects first case of new variant. Belgium has detected its first case of the new COVID-19 variant, first located in southern Africa. A virologist has stated that the case came from a traveler returning from Egypt and stated that they developed symptoms on November 22. 1 month ago 13:13 Olivia Stringer Spain to suspend flights to South Africa and Botswana. Spain will suspend flights to South Africa and Botswana on Tuesday, amid rising concern about the new variant of COVID-19. This news comes after the European Commission pushed for an EU-wide travel ban to and from southern Africa, due to the rise of the B.1.1.529 variant. Scientists fear this new variant may evade vaccines. 1 month ago 12:41 Olivia Stringer No. 10 say it's too early to say whether vaccines need to be updated. Number 10 has said that it is too early to say whether vaccines need to be updated to tackle the new variant of COVID-19. When asked whether the government predicted a specific vaccine would be needed to tackle the variant, a spokesperson for the Prime Minister said, "We are in an early stage and, as the Health Secretary said today, there remains a high degree of uncertainty, which is why it is important that the work is being undertaken internationally to understand more about the variant. But I would point you back to what the scientific experts, I think it was the Chief Scientific Advisor, Sir Patrick Vallance, who spoke a while ago about the new technologies in terms of vaccines and the ability to tweak them as required if we need to." 1 month ago 12:11 Olivia Stringer Bahrain bans travelers from southern African states. Bahrain has banned travelers from southern African states amid concerns over the new variant of COVID-19, thought to be more transmissible than any previous variant. However, this excluded Bahraini citizens and Bahraini residency visa holders. 1 month ago 11:50 Olivia Stringer French state's official residence attacked in Martinique. The official residence of France's most senior representative on the Caribbean island of Martinique was set on fire last night, amid protests against COVID-19 protocols. The local prosecutor's office also said that police officers had been attacked and that one of them had been seriously injured during the protests. Journalists from news channel BFM TV, RMC Radio, Agence France Presse and the Abeka Agency have also reportedly been attacked. A curfew was ordered by authorities on the island on Thursday after protesters looted shops and burned barricades to show their opposition to COVID-19 protocols put in place across France's overseas territories. 1 month ago 11:22 Olivia Stringer world may be faced with new pandemic, says WHO envoy. A new variant of COVID-19 could pose such a risk to vaccine efficacy that the world could be faced with a whole new pandemic, a health expert has warned. David Nabarro, special envoy on COVID-19 for the World Health Organization, told BBC News, "Really it is appropriate to be concerned about this, I tell you why. The virus looks like it will have greater capacity to evade the defenses that we've all built up as a result of the vaccinations we've received since the beginning of this year, and that is a concern because that would then mean, it's a bit like having to reset the dial and to go back and start dealing with a totally new pandemic all over again. We have to treat it as a new virus, so that's the concern." 1 month ago 11:10 Olivia Stringer Javid urges people to get boosters. Mr. Javid urged those that are eligible to get their booster jabs, stating that the emergence of the new variant means that it is now more important than ever to get a booster shot. 1 month ago 11:09 Olivia Stringer Javid says anyone who has been to Southern Africa should take PCR. Mr. Javid has said that anyone who has been to one of the 6 Southern African countries put on the red list yesterday will be contacted to take a PCR test. 1 month ago 11:06 Olivia Stringer Mr. Javid says we must move quickly. Mr. Javid says we must move quickly to tackle the variant. He said the UK is in a good place but we must act with caution. 1 month ago 11:03 Olivia Stringer Javid says the UK is concerned about new variant. Mr. Javid told the Commons that the UK is concerned that the variant may pose a substantial risk to public health. He said early indications show this variant may be more transmissible than Delta and may be vaccine evasive. 1 month ago 10:59 Olivia Stringer Sajid Javid is now making a speech in the Commons. Health Secretary Sajid Javid is now making a speech in the Commons. Mr. Javid reassured the House that there are no cases in the UK currently. He stresses that there remains a high level of uncertainty surrounding the variant. He says the UK was the first country to identify the threat of the virus. 1 month ago 10:46 Olivia Stringer Japan to tighten border controls. Japan will tighten its border controls and following the emergence of a new COVID-19 variant. From midnight, 3 p.m. GMT, flights from South Africa, Eswatini, Zimbabwe, Namibia, Botswana and Lesotho will be required to undergo a 10-day quarantine period in government-determined accommodation. 1 month ago 10:38 Olivia Stringer South African government urges people to get vaccinated. The South African government has urged people to get vaccinated against coronavirus following the emergence of a new variant. Scientists are currently studying the variant to determine whether it is a variant of interest or of concern. 1 month ago 10:15 Olivia Stringer Israeli PM says country on verge of state of emergency. The Israeli Prime Minister has stated that Israel is on the verge of a state of emergency following the emergence of the new variant of COVID-19. Naftali Bennett said, "We are currently on the verge of a state of emergency. Our main principle is to act fast, strong and now." Israel has detected 1 case of the new variant found in a traveler returning from Malawi. 1 month ago 10:11 Olivia Stringer new variant panic as WHO assesses highly contagious new strain. The WHO will meet on Friday to discuss the emergence of a new COVID-19 variant, first detected in South Africa, which is thought to be the most contagious variant yet. The variant was first identified on Tuesday and sparked interest due to the fact that it has an extremely high number of mutations. Today's meeting will decide whether this new variant is of interest or of concern. Some world leaders have responded to the news by imposing new travel restrictions in a bid to prevent the virus from reaching their countries. 1 month ago 09:59 Olivia Stringer Germany's Air Force to transport COVID patients as hospitals overwhelmed. Germany's Air Force is preparing to transport COVID patients from overwhelmed hospitals from the southern town of Memmingen to Münster near Osnabrück in the north. The Air Force will use planes named Flying Intensive Care Units and fitted out with ICU beds to transport severely ill patients. Cases in Germany have skyrocketed in recent weeks with daily new infections hitting a record 76,000 on Friday. 1 month ago 09:46 Olivia Stringer Health Secretary to make statement on new variant. The Health Secretary Sajid Javid will make a statement in the Commons at 11 a.m. on Friday on the latest developments on the COVID-19 crisis, including discussion of the new variant. 1 month ago 09:22 Olivia Stringer EU aims to halt air travel from southern Africa. The EU is aiming to halt air travel from the southern African region, amid fears surrounding the new variant of COVID-19. In a tweet, President of the EU Commissioner Ursula von der Leyen said, "The Commission will propose, in close coordination with member states, to activate the emergency brake to stop air travel from the southern African region due to the variant of concern B.1.1.529. An EU official added that the Commission will urge all 27 member states to implement the measure and hopes to get the go-ahead from the European Council as soon as possible. 1 month ago 09:03 Olivia Stringer Italy imposes ban on South African states. Italy has imposed an entry ban on people who have visited a number of South African states in the last 14 days following the detection of a new COVID-19 variant. Italian Health Minister Roberto Speranza signed an executive order banning entry from South Africa, Lesotho, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Namibia, and Eswatini, a statement said. Mr. Speranza said, "Our scientists are studying the new B.1.1.529 variant. In the meantime, we will adopt the greatest possible caution." 1 month ago 08:44 Olivia Stringer variant causes stocks to shrink. Stocks in Europe have fallen due to fears that the new COVID-19 variant could cause a fresh hit to the economy. European stocks fell by 3% while the UK's FTSE 100 fell by 3%. Travel and leisure stocks fell 6.5% after the UK imposed a travel ban on South Africa. Shares in TUI fell somewhere between 12 and 15% and shares in EasyJet fell over 12%. 1 month ago 08:22 Olivia Stringer What do we know about the new variant so far? The B.1.1.529 was first discovered in South Africa. There are now around 50 confirmed cases of it, in South Africa, Hong Kong, and Botswana. The variant has an unusual constellation of mutations that are different to variants previously detected and may mean that it is more transmissible or vaccine evasive. On Thursday, senior scientists described the variant as the worst they have seen since the start of the pandemic. It has 32 mutations on the spike protein, which is about double the amount associated with the Delta variant. The spike protein is the part of the virus that vaccines use to prime the immune system against COVID. 1 month ago 08:02 Olivia Stringer PCR tests failed to pick up variant. Dr. Eric Fielding has reported via Twitter that a traveler from South Africa flew to Hong Kong whilst infected with the variant, but it wasn't picked up until the traveler's fourth day of quarantine and second PCR test. He also reported that a second traveler across the hallway also had the variant, and that wasn't picked up until their 8th day of quarantine and 4th PCR test. Both were Pfizer vaccinated. 1 month ago 07:52 Olivia Stringer. England puts South Africa on red list following variant concerns. England has added 6 countries in southern Africa to its red list, following concerns of a new COVID-19 variant, which could be the deadliest yet. Flight from South Africa, Namibia, Lesotho, Botswana, Eswatini and Zimbabwe will be banned from Friday, and officials are reviewing whether there should be a limited return to PCR tests. According to sources, the new variant could pose a potentially significant threat to the vaccine program, which we have to protect at all costs.